Arithmetic sequences. Arithmetic sequences are a special type of sequence. They're pretty easy to work with, and I think after you watch this video, you'll see why. An arithmetic sequence is just this. It is a sequence which always adds or subtracts the same amount to find the next term. That amount that we're always adding or subtracting has a special name. That name is called the common difference. The common difference is the amount being added or subtracted in an arithmetic sequence. All right, so here, since we know that it's just very simply adding or subtracting the same amount, take a look at these three sequences right here. Can you figure out which one is an arithmetic sequence? Pause the video, take a look and see if you can figure out which one is it, A, B, or C, which is the arithmetic sequence. All right, thanks for pausing the video. Which one did you come up with? That's correct. The sequence that is the arithmetic sequence is B, letter B. That's the one that's arithmetic. Let's take a look at that. How do we get from 7 to 10? Plus 3. How do we get from 10 to 13? Plus 3. 13 to 16? Plus 3. 16 to 19? Plus 3. So here I have shown you the common difference between these terms. It's called common because it's always the same. The difference is how do I get from one term to the next. So let's take a look at sequence A. Why is that not a sequence? Well, 5 to 8, that's also plus 3. But 8 to 14, plus 6. 14 to 23, plus 9. And 23 to 35, that's plus 12. So the sequence has a difference, but the difference is always changing. Even though it's always going up by the same amount, it has to be identical at every single term. 3, 6, 9, 12 is not identical. This one, 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's identical. This one is not an arithmetic sequence. Our last one, letter C, negative 20, negative 40, negative 80, negative 140. Well, that's minus 20. From negative 40 to 180, or to 80, sorry, negative 40 to 80, that's minus 40. Negative 80 to negative 140, minus 60. This one is always subtracting, but isn't subtracting the same amount each time. So therefore, letter B is the only one that's arithmetic, because I'm adding 3 always at the same time. I can be subtracting the same amount at each time, and that would still be arithmetic. So for example, if I have a sequence like this, if I start with, let's say, 20, and then I say 18, and then I say 16, and then 14, and then so on. This one's arithmetic. Why? Because the common difference is always minus 2. So here I'm always subtracting the same amount. So that makes this one arithmetic because I'm always subtracting the same amount. So letter B and the sequence here in black, both of those are considered arithmetic because I'm adding the same amount or subtracting the same amount. All right, now that we know what an arithmetic sequence is, let's take a look at how we can find the next terms in a sequence. As you were doing this the other day with your first sequence activity, but had all the patterns were different. The nice thing about arithmetic again is it's always the same amount that we're adding or subtracting. So if we look in letter A, to get from 5 to 7, plus 2. To get from 7 to 9, plus 2. To get from 9 to 11, plus 2. So notice here I am showing you the common difference that I used in the pattern. That means the next two terms are 13, and I add 2 more, and I have 15. So A, I've had a common difference. The common difference is plus 2. Looking at letter B, 15 to 10, minus 5. 10 to 5, minus 5. 5 to 0, minus 5. So if I subtract 5 again, 0, minus 5, negative 5. And negative 5 minus 5, negative 10. So now I have a one where I have the common difference is adding, second one the common difference is subtracting. Let's look at C. Now I have negative numbers. Negative 14 to negative 20. That is going down. So that makes it a minus. Minus 6. From 20 to negative 26 is also minus 6. Negative 26 to negative 32. Minus 6. Negative 32 minus 6. Negative 38. Negative 38 minus 6. Negative 44. Pretty simple, I think, huh? All right, so now, part of our work when we look at arithmetic sequences and we deal with sequences and patterns, it has to do with how do we get to the point where we can graph them and we can write equations with them. Well, before we can graph and before we can write equations, we want to put these sequences into a table. So please take a moment and I want you to write this down with me as we go. Writing an arithmetic sequence in a table. I have the sequence here, 4, 7, 9, 11, 14, 17. Oh, I have a typo there. Whoops, got to fix that, got to fix that, got to fix that. This shouldn't be 4, it should be 5. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. My apologies for that. So I've got a sequence here, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Can you tell me what is the arithmetic, the common difference that I want for this arithmetic sequence? That's right, that arithmetic common difference is 2. Okay, so putting this in a table now. When we put this in a table, we're going to create a t-table running up and down. So you want to make one line going up and down like this one right here. And I want to make another line going across. In the left-hand column, we're going to put this heading, term number. And in the right-hand column, we're going to put this, term. So term number in the left-hand column, term in the right-hand column. And if I go too fast, pause the video and then start again when you're ready. All right, left-hand column, term number. Well, what's that? Well, the first term number is term 1. Look back at my sequence. Which term is what is the first term? That would be 5. 5 is my first term. So I would say that term number 1 is 5. Second term, 7. So term number 2 is 7. I want my third term. Well, my third term is 9. Fourth term, 11. Fifth term, 13. Sixth term, 15. Okay, so not too hard. We make a t-table. We're going to say our term number goes in the left-hand column. A lot of times, in this case, when we're doing this type of a sequence, we'll have term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, term 6. And then our term itself goes in the right-hand column, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. All right, so what do I want you to do to work with this? Well, I have a sheet that I want you to do. It's called Why Does Father Time Wear Bandages? What you'll need to do is you'll need to copy the sequence that you see and show the common difference below it. There will be 2 problems that are not arithmetic sequences. See if you can figure out which 2 those are. After you finish that, then I want you to pick 10 of those arithmetic sequences. There's actually 17 problems on the paper, so 15 of them are arithmetic sequences. Take 10 of them, which 10 is entirely up to you, and take those 10 and write them in a t-table. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, and I'll be happy to help you. I do want you to know I only have a class set of this sheet, so you will need to write your work on your own paper. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you need any help.